Another week, another twab. I don't care what you say, it's still a twab. But not really. um, so today they decided to release some dev insights before they release the TWAB later today or in a couple of hours. Right now it's 12 p.m. East Coast time. So they're probably going to release the TWAB in like another hour or so. They released the dev insights around 11 o'clock this morning Pacific time, or at 11 o'clock Eastern time, 8 a.m. Pacific time. So let's run down and see what they got going on today. From first glance, it looks like it's a long ass list, but we'll see what they got. So first section, you know me, I'm kind of like, let's get to the meat and potatoes. But first section, they say they're gonna go over the director, the layout, the additions, and the update destination loot, distortions, which is a new activity, I'm assuming, adding some spice to select patrol modes, the portal breaking down barriers and overhauling the experience, Gambit Ops bringing our old friend to the fold, heavy metal, vehicular mayhem, Sparrow Racing League returning, new loot, and some twists along the track. All right, they say tomorrow they're planning to have a second Dev Insight article focused on the weapon sandbox alongside the Friday TWID. Oh yeah, that's right. They're not releasing the TWID today. They're doing the TWID tomorrow. TWAB, TWID, TWAB, TWID. I hate it. Hate it. Either way. So let's dig down deep. All right, the return of the director with the release of Monument. With the release of Monument of Triumph, we're putting the director back at the center of gameplay. It's your guide to Destiny's universe and a place to plan your adventures. It creates that feeling of wonder we all love. You see the soul system before you, ready to be explored. The director is being updated. We've kept Kepler and the Lawless Frontier in the space as well. So we see Lawless Frontier, we see Kepler. So hey, look at that. We got locations that are staying in the game. Destination and patrol updates. Destinations have always been a foundational part of Destiny. Whether you touch down briefly for a public event, roam areas for patrols and secrets, or find various factions moving against each other, our first steps as Guardians were in the Cosmodrome, and beyond. That we spent our decade patrolling the wilds of the Soul System to protect the last city. With the return of the director, we felt now was a better time than ever to thrust players back into the frontiers. We've revitalized each pre-Edge of Fate destination loot with new perks, tiered weapons for non-craftable pools, and set bonuses that reflect their themes and stories for our destination's featured crafting weapons. As outlined in the Monument of Triumph article, they will be receiving additional perks per column to make them feel up to modern sandbox power standards. We're also introducing a new event, one with some added difficulty that appears during distortions that only occur on certain destinations. You see, this whole paragraph, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. I'm going to let it be. I'm going to let it be. But when I tell you this is bullshit, because you're able to do this in such a quick fashion, you couldn't do this before? Come on, Bungie. Bullshit. You'll primarily be able to earn the loot through public events. Are we? Base completion will grant tier 3 rewards and heroic tier 4, which with each drop having the chance to upgrade all the way to tier 5 during the distortion. These rewards will be upgraded by one tier to match the added challenge. Unique destination activities like Blind Well, Altars of Sorrow, or Terminal Overload will also distribute tiered rewards. Full details in the patch notes. Additionally, we've updated what we call the World Loot Pool, earned through legendary engrams that drop from general gameplay, to now feature a collection of tiered loot with gear spanning multiple years of Destiny 2. You may find a few old favorites inspired by Splicer Tech or old friend Saint 14 within this engram. With that said, let's look at loot from a few destinations below. It's a taste of what's to come. We want to excite but not spoil your appetite. P.S. Don't write while hungry. I just want to point out that if y'all can remember world tier loot, right? World loot pool loot from year one, where it was everywhere. Didn't matter what it was. It was everywhere. Everything dropped it. We're going back to that. We're going back to that model. Now, I'm gonna be honest, I can't remember whether or not we complained or we liked it. I know I kind of liked it because you could farm everything and all the different energy types or whatever. Cool beans. It gave you variety in that fashion, but this is crazy. This is crazy. This is crazy. I'm gonna try to hold my thoughts to the end though. Going to the Cosmodrome, where it all began. Many Guardians would recall their first moments awakening in old Russia, and they weren't alone. Rasputin, the war mind, called the Cosmodrome his home and proved himself to be a mighty ally. Returning weapons that dropped from the Cosmodrome come from Rasputin's stored arsenal. Okay. New origin trait, eyes up. I like that name. I'll give y'all that one. Y'all pulling the strings. Y'all pulling the strings. The weapon gains reload speed, range, and increased damage against combatants for a short time when combat begins. Final blows extend and enhance that. Oh, so we're going to be getting some damage perks. Okay. It was some damage origin traits. Let's go. Hopefully the perk combinations match. Ooh, I like this shotgun. 7th Seraph. Looking pretty good. Got a heel clip on it. That's going to be good. And surrounded. That whole roll right there looked disgusting. I hope that drops. All right. Our example weapon from the Cosmodrome is a reprise 7th Seraph. Okay. Updated with new perks and keeping the Rasputin Arsenal's origin trait. So we got slide shot, snapshot, discord, closing time, quick draw, trench barrel, threat detector, one punch, disruption break, chain reaction, heel clip, incandescent, dual loader, and surrounded. 7th Seraph felt like the right showcase for Cosmodrome because it's both a core Rasputin weapon and a flexible close range weapon. Interesting. All right, Nessus, what we got? New origin trait called Fail Deadly. Got you. Dealing damage grants a stacking bonus to magazine, target acquisition, and range until your next final blow with this weapon. Sure. Nah, they bring it back. Plu? Oh, man. Let me pay attention to something, too. If y'all noticed that, do y'all see that? Underneath the goddamn intrinsic? Lightweight / overload? Are we doing that? Please get to that then. Oh, let's hope. Blue Perfect. Wasn't a fan of this auto rifle, but we'll see. Rounds per minute is 400. That's interesting. But we'll see. Origin traits look just as bad as what they did to my duty bound. But that intrinsic is looking kind of interesting. But that's from Nessus. So we got Outlaw Rampage, All-Star, Kinetic Tremors, and that's where they get me. Kinetic Tremors. But the magazine better match up. We better have something. So we got Kinetic Tremors and Rewind rounds, stopping power, closing time, aggregate, charge, enlightened action, demolitionist, and adrenaline junkie. Okay. Heading over to Europa, we got our origin trait called Winterized Gear. The weapon we're going to be looking at is the High Albedo. All right, haven't seen that in a long time. That's the sidearm from Barracks. Was it? It was kinetic. Okay, 2 kinetic weapons so far, 1 solar. But it's gonna be more loot like this. So again, another one with the intrinsic unstoppable, and they made it a micro missile. Crazy work. And why does it have kinetic tremors? You know what? Not even complaining. Okay. Y'all trying to get me. I see what you're doing. It hurt my heart, though. Hurting my heart. All right, we got High Albedo, auto-loading holster, kinetic tremors, bewildering burst, ancillary rounds, impulse amplifier, 1 for all star, enlightened action, shoot the loot, frenzy, stopping power, desperate measures, blast distributor, and surrounded. Okay. So that's just a preview of a couple little weapons they're gonna have. They're probably going into more of that with the weapon sandbox and stuff like that. Distortion destinations. Patrolling the system over the past few years, Destiny 2 has focused more attention on structured campaigns, exciting playlists, and challenging cooperative activities. This has led to patrol mode feeling left behind. Without strong rewards or clear reason to return, many players have had little incentive to explore the wilds of Soul to remind Guardians of the allure of wandering these worlds. I'm sorry. We're introducing a new feature on seven destinations called Distortion. Every hour, a different destination becomes the focus of distortion. The sky tears open, reality distorts, and corruption spreads while distorted. The planet's enemies are empowered and more fearsome. This sounds like a variant of if you guys know the daily change up on in the Dreaming City. Sounds like a variant of that. Just it happens every hour. I think we also had something like this before, like around Season of Arrivals or something like that. Um, where every so often in certain areas that it would be more distorted than the other. Like you'll see more taken blight and all that kind of stuff around the area. So that's what that sounds like to me. But we'll see what it looks like. Okay. Don't look different. If these are screenshots of that, don't look too different for me. Um, so I hope something's different there. Distortions are our new enhancement on patrols. They are a celebration of all things that are already there, plus a small injection of new things to do and rewards to discover. Main goal of this feature was to support what we call the public loop. Connected areas that players patrol where they can encounter other guardians and work together on shared goals. We've leaned into all the fun little things that are already there, then added a little twist. Okay. Okay. It look like y'all just dumping a whole bucket of stuff on top of things. Can we bring back the darkness planets? Like, let's just do that. Every enemy will become distorted too, making them tougher, more aggressive, and a little more dangerous. Distortions won't massively change the low stress nature of patrol, but you may occasionally find an encounter that tests the skills of even veteran guardians. You also discover some familiar challenges in new places and some strange signal leading to hidden rewards. Speaking of rewards, we're making distortions uniquely rewarded by providing a new weapon set players can earn and these new events to balance the increased challenge of distorted enemies. You'll see high gear tiers awarded from playing public events. I read that so badly. So badly. Judge me if you want. Anyway, scroll down. So Wrath, more Chaos, Europa, stuff like that, I guess. So it tells you if there's a okay, so that's cool. So when you highlight over the planet, it'll tell you if there's a distortion going on. I wonder if there's like a particular icon that'll show up. Maybe that little thing right there on the edge. We get a little zoomed in here. Maybe that little thing right there on the edge right there is an indicator of the distortion. So we'll see. Excited to check out the distortions. Look for the telltale red glow and keep an eye on the timer. Yeah, sure. Overhauling the portal. Cool. Before we get down there. Since the release of Edge of Fate, we've heard your feedback on the portal loud and clear. I don't think so. The portal tab is gone. However, we didn't want to remove quick access to Destiny playlists and content. Good. That's a good start. While players can navigate the director for numerous activities, we still wanted a portal of sorts to quickly find the content you want to play when you want it. We've refactored scoring, difficulty, and customization quite a bit to further address feedback around the system. More on that in later sections. Okay. Portal activities, bonus engrams, bonus focuses, and seasonal hub are still accessible. The portal ops categories are built into the director itself instead, or in the director itself. In the screenshots above, you'll see a row of familiar icons at the bottom screen. They're a doorway to the portal, like subscreens, allowing you to access all that stuff and so on and so on. So, like up top here, they're talking about this line here at the bottom. We see Iron Banner, Vanguard, Crucible, Gambit, raids, dungeons, probably, and then I have no idea what that is. That's probably something newer, but that's cool. Or maybe that's just Tower. And then when you click into one, you'll see the pseudo portal list. This is what we should have gotten from the start. All right, this with everything having a specific focus every single day. All right, it can rotate, it cannot rotate. You have enough gear in the game to put on each activity. We counted the other day, there's about 20 something activities on the fire team list. There's about 13 on the pinnacle list. Arena ops is probably like 4. And then solo dolo, there's like 10. Like, you got enough. You got enough. All right, we also wanted to bring back more Destiny's Legacy, and the following will be available in the Monument of Triumph. Fire team ops, they're bringing back the heist on Mars, the disgraced what is that? The disgraced Nightfall, the Lightblade Nightfall, the Scarlet Keep, the corrupted Nightfall, and the Lake of Shadows. Cool. Pinnacle ops they're bringing in is Operation Seraph Shield. Cool, because that's not on the regular Pinnacle ops list. It's 0 Hour, which I noticed that wasn't on the Pinnacle's ops list, if I'm not mistaken. I don't recall it being. Or I could be wrong. Maybe I just don't do it enough. Arena ops Override on a 4-week map rotation. That is crazy. The game is ending. Put it on a 1 week. Like, or hell, put it on a every 2 or 3 day rotation. You can't do that. Like, at the end of the times, Jesus Christ. 4 weeks? That's a lot. Difficulty and reward updates. Portal activities are getting a difficulty overhaul in Monument of Triumph. The overarching theme is less math, more playing. Yep, thank you. Right now, difficulty, rewards, and progression are too intertwined, plus a bunch of variables are tossed up on the power, armor, blah, 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 blah. Please get rid of that shit that's on the seasonal artifact, and I think that's going away in general, but let's see. So when we say we've made the system simpler, what do we mean? Now you have a set, you select the difficulty, you always hit a default reward rank. To reset in the default reward tier without adding any modifiers, the table below helps illustrate what reward tier to expect from each difficulty, yada, yada, yada. Cool. So we got to do Ultimate to get tier, we got to do Grandmaster and Ultimate to get tier 5. Respectable. Respectable. You're going out the way you did in D1. Respectable, okay? For Crucible modes, grade A and higher will yield tier 5. Yeah, whatever. But what is the role of modifiers now? In the simplified world, mods exist to allow higher scores to be reached without stepping up the difficulties, to offset the cost of any selected boons, and to provide an additional completely optional challenge. If you want to earn tier 4 gear but don't want to face champions, play at expert and add some mods. Don't want to deal with the tougher, more aggressive combatants at Grandmaster but still want to earn an S grade rank? Play at Master with a few mods of your choice and you'll get that tier 5 reward. Every difficulty can have enough mods applied to bump up one reward rank in tier. Additionally, while reward tier will now cap at Grandmaster with tier 5 and S, it didn't feel right to remove ultimate difficulty from the game, so we're leaving ultimate in for Guardians who enjoy playing at the highest challenge level possible. The S plus rank will exist purely for bragging rights. Gotcha. So that's for the challenge runners of the game. Doesn't look too much like they did anything crazy with the mod selection stuff, but I don't mind that being in the game. It's just much like D1. We had the same system in D1. Had the same exact system. All right. Towards the end, and you go into everything and select all your stuff. Again, stuff that should have been in the game from whatever, man. It looks pretty good. I'm not gonna complain too much about this. But they got something spicier on here. So how will matchmaking work? We're also updating how matchmaking and customization work around portal activities. We want the system to stay approachable while also providing variety. In match-made versions of portal activities, activities will include fewer modifiers than what players have previously encountered and will grant rewards and rank for the selected difficulty. Revive token counts are also getting updated across Fireteam, Pinnacle, and Arena Ops. Good. We've heard your feedback about how Revive tokens feel in Arena Ops, and as a result, we're removing them on all difficulties. Let's go. This should make joining activities and progress and navigating the chaos of 6-player content a smoother experience for Fireteam Ops and Pinnacle Ops. Grandmaster difficulty will now start with 7 Revive tokens, while Ultimate will start with 5. Our goal here was to create a little bit more breathing room in the Revive token economy while still preserving the level of challenges players expect from these difficult tiers. Thank you. Okay, thank you. Adding variety to loot. As we're making updates to how loot is earned throughout the portal, we also took this opportunity to expand loot variety. The following portal ops activities will feature exclusive rewards, pools, and an armor collection with a unique set bonus. Crucible ops, general. Crucible ops competitive, additional exclusive pool. Trials of Osiris, Iron Banner, Gambit, Sparrow Racing League. Solo ops and fire team ops will each have a unique option. This is going long. Solo ops and fire team ops will each have a unique rewards pool and share a new armor collection with set bonuses. Arena ops and pinnacle ops will also each have a unique weapon pool and share new armor collection with additional pool for onslaught. More details on that below. Additionally, arena ops will have hollow foil variants. We hope you enjoy the discovery. I guess so. Onslaught, Contest of Elders, and the Coil. We are making big changes to these three. Onslaught and the Crawls are named for activities with escalating difficulty during gameplay. After each feedback and looking at the data, we weren't happy with the amount of play that these activities were getting. We're taking some big swings to make all these activities more enjoyable and rewarding for your time, because they are the longest activities in the game. And I kid you not, they are the best for the amount of loot that you can potentially get from them, but they are way too long. Again, I don't want to sit in the game for 40 minutes. It's a whole hour when I could be doing other fun stuff within the game in shorter time. Hell, if for all that, if I wanted to spend 40 minutes in a regular base kind of activity, and I'm not saying that these are base activities, I would go do a raid at the end of the day. Onslaught increase the scrap you earn from sources by over 40%, allowing you to max defenses at each location. We've removed revive tokens from the mod entirely. I mean the mode entirely. We reintroduced the difficulty curve. Now the first 10 waves will be easier than the difficulty you selected, with the next 10 waves increasing in difficulty and the final 10 waves increasing in difficulty to match the difficulty selected. For example, Grandmaster, I don't even need an example. We get what it is. It's going to be increasing over time. Contest of Elders, they reduced the number of paths in a single run from 4 to 3. Like, that's really going to make that big of a deal. We reintroduced the difficulty curve. Now the first path will be easier than the difficulty selected. Same deal, and ramps up the more you go in, the better you do probably. We've added Whirlpool rewards into the contest reward pool that drop at the end of every pathway, in addition to Pinnacle Ops reward pools too. So you get a double dose. So you get the World loot and you get the Pinnacle loot. The Coil, we've reintroduced the difficulty curve. Now the first path will be easier than the rest. The same deal. Like, y'all keep repeating the same thing over and over again, and I don't think there's really any difference in there. And then they've added the loot pool from the world into that as well, so you get a little bit more stuff on top of what you already should be getting. Hopefully that doesn't weigh more than the other one. You see what I did there? Weigh, because we know how they like to weigh certain things in the game. Elevating Gambit. Let's be real. Nobody cares. But we're gonna go in. So yada yada yada. Gambit gets a clearer home in the director. They call it Gambit Ops now. Focuses the better placement, stronger reward support, integration into the portal, all that stuff. So Gambit means it has tiered loot pool now and a new armor set. Great. Hopefully it's reprised armor, because all that Gambit armor we had before, you should change it and make it into something, or just give it origin. Give it tier set, gear sets, bonuses. But it looks like we're getting bonus loots, bonus drops, tiered rewards, reprised weapons, all that fun stuff. Tier rewards are driven by activity scoring, the score, progress, of course. Yep, Gambit rank. Additional bonus scores comes from Gambit rank. Rewards are rooted in the team effort rather than the individual stat chasing. A team that reaches the primeval phase will earn S grade and tier 5 gear, so get into the final phase of the matches materially rewarded. All right, let's be honest. Few things in Destiny feel better than banking a pile of motes or saving the game with a last-minute invasion. To keep the playlist healthy, Gambit needs strength in its rewards. It means looking at the playlist identity from multiple angles, a reworked origin trait to match Gambit's unique rhythm, the return of many iconic Gambit weapons, and refresh perk pools that give players real reason to dive back in. Our resident Gambit lovers on the Sandbox team took a deep pass on the weapons. you've been asking for and made sure to give them some love. All right, so we about to see a couple of couple of guns. The reworked origin trait, gun and run. All right, defeating targets builds stacks of gun and run for short periods. Sprinting for time consumes a stack, partially reloads the weapon magazine from reserves on bows as briefly increases draw speed. I knew that was gonna be the first weapon in the mix. Spare rations, and no, they made it a stasis gun. But you know what? That's not that bad. That's not that bad. Because if it comes with crystalline and something else, I'm happy for it. So let's see. We got slide shot, kill clip, rapid hit, opening shot, snapshot, eye of the storm, moving target, swashbuckler, firefly, desperate measures, keep away, one for all, crystalline, and explosive payload. Unfortunately, crystalline and firefly are in two different or in the same. Looks like they're in the same column. But we got explosive payload, so I'll take Firefly and explosive payload, or Firefly or explosive payload and crystalline. Either way, feels good. Feels good, man. Feels good. I like it. Woo, that's that. I was just talking about this gun yesterday. We're doing a by the way, if you made it this far, because we're about 20-something minutes in, we're doing all the dungeons from in chronological order before they do the updates and stuff to all the loot pools. And I was just talking about this as a strat for Pit of Heresy. 21% delirium. Okay. And that looked nasty from here, bruh. Oh, we got overflow, killing tally, reconstruction, one for all, 2 redacted perks. Okay. Trickle charge, rolling storm, 4th time's the charge, another redacted perk. Feeding frenzy, eddy current, and jolting feedback. You already know what I'm hunting for. It is right there on the screen. Boop, boop, boop. I'm good. I don't need Roller Storm, though. We can get rid of that. Roller Storm can get deleted out of the whole game. All right. I hate Rolling Storm. It's a bad perk. In Monument of Triumph, Crucible playlist. So we got Iron Banner returning. Now returns every 4 weeks. Control remains a constant. Okay. Trials of Osiris will continue to run every weekend from Friday through Tuesday. Trials will not be available during the Iron Banner weeks to help keep Guardians focused. Makes sense. They're undergoing some changes to feature maps, weapon rotations instead of single curated featured maps. Each weekend, the mode can now vary from week to week. Some weeks may feature a singular map, while others can feature up to 3. Check back each Friday to see which arenas will be challenged on, and feature weapons are also moving away from single weekly focus to now drop from a feature weapon pool instead. That's cool. That's cool. More information on that in the TWAB. As for broader PvP offering, feature 6v6 modes continues to rotate weekly, while feature small teams modes rotate daily until Trials takes over for the weekend. Rumble also remains permanently available. This update also expands the small team lineup. Heavy Metal added in the 3v3s alongside the new 4v4 Arena Collision, a new modifier mode built around more deliberate weapons-focused combat. Private matches access has also been moved under Crucible Ops Portal, where players can also find Heavy Metal and more new Crucible modifiers like Arena. That sounds dope. That don't sound too bad. Heavier and more metallic. Heavy Metal is back. All right. Y'all get y'all, Combat at Arms or whatever it was from D1. We get all those vehicles back. So we got, but then they had this mode at the beginning of like Edge of Fate or something like that, or the Renegade thing. I can't remember. Where y'all got to ride around in the Drake, the Brig, and all that stuff, and the Behemoth and fight each other. So it's back. Enjoy that. All right, I'm not gonna go into that. Y'all know what that is. And the coup de grace, man. The big boy of it all. The thing the community has been asking for 10 years. All right. Let me make this very clear. 10 years. 10 years. Sparrow Racing League is back. Okay. Sparrow Racing League is back. Ghost returns as your SRL announcer, along with Shax. Skimmers are joining in the fun, allowing you to choose between a Sparrow or a Skimmer before hopping into a 3-lap race against 5 other players. Players won't have access to rail grinds or manual jumping as a Skimmer, or be able to use destabilizers for rolls or flips as a Sparrow. In fact, we've done a ton of work under the hood to make sure that using your vehicle in SRL feels equally advantageous to players. Speaking of under the hood, we've also updated SRL to support those photo finish moments at the end of the race. Okay. We know the mantra, if you're not first, you're last, but our goal with SRL is to bring the chaos and friendly competition back. As a couple of few mechanics have been added to SRL, rocket boost rewards racers now nail their timing of hitting gas just before the race begins. Give them an early burst. Trick boosts are just what they sound like. Trick landing a good trick. On PC, Sparrow and Skimmer tricks can also be remapped to the same way emotes can be updated on the UI support. Cool, 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 cool. All 4 of the original SRL maps are returning, and we got a brand new map called Quantum Circuit. Probably, hopefully they'll show it off. Probably, it sounds like it's gonna be something related to like with the that one strike that we got. That's like all in the Vex space. Oh, it says it's located in the realm of the 9. Interesting, interesting. Avoid the taken and enemies of the past while racing on the wild and intense ribbon road. Additionally, also they took it out of the damn dungeon. Let me find out. They ripped the whole prophecy line out. Speed boost pads have been added to specific shortcuts on all maps, with all sets, gates, and stuff like that, and all that. Cool. SRL rewards. You'll get, let's see, weapons and armor. If you got to go fast, then these will feel right at home in your arsenal. The perks found on these weapons have speed and movement in mind, such as Eager Edge, Desperado, and all that stuff. Want to keep weapons in their perk pools under wraps? We will share an early look at the origin trait and the armor set bonuses. So featherweight is the origin trait. Findables weapons have the featherweight origin trait granted increased movement speed while equipped. And then you got the 2-piece and the 4-piece set bonus, which is revving up for the 2-piece. Fast movement builds up a charge that gradually increases your health regeneration. Once you're fully revved, sprinting grand speed booster, nice. And then dielectric, sliding while speed booster is active, jolts combatants in front of you. Oh my good, that 4-piece set is it. That 4-piece set is it. But the mix and match as well, that's gonna be pretty sick. That's gonna be pretty sick. So you either rock the whole set or you rock a 2-piece. 2-piece is just half the motion. But I like it because that's gonna basically. So, cool. Oh, they got the Sparrow and the Skimmer. Yeah, buddy. All right. I like that. Oh, cute weapons. We got a sword. That looks like the Sulkin sword that we got right now. But I like the handle on that too. I think I see a Soro. They're all Soros weapons. Oh no, Amalon. Amalon and Soros. I'm gonna say Amalon and Soros. Amalon and Soros. Mostly Amalon though. Or I could be wrong. It's all Amalon weapons. I don't fucking know. Anyway, look like an auto rifle, scout rifle, fusion rifle, SMG, and rocket launcher. I could be wrong. It could be an auto rifle and a pulse rifle. Could be a scout rifle and an auto rifle. Could be a pulse rifle and scout rifle. I'm not sure. Do they say what they are? No, they do not. And that's it. That's gonna be the full thing for the day. That was 30 something minutes. I'm gonna try to chop that down a little bit for y'all. Maybe you'll see, or I'll just put up the whole thing because it wasn't that long. But I'll chop it up for y'all. But thank you for hanging out with me. I appreciate y'all. That's all we got. Twig comes out tomorrow. I'm not gonna lie. Partially sounds good. Seeing the weapons, seeing a couple of the reprise weapons come back, cool. I got good hopes for how the game will play afterwards. You know, after all is said and done. Love the fact that they did change the high albedo to a micro missile. But we'll see what the rest of the weapons is looking like. I forewarned everybody that hey, yeah, you know the drill when this stuff happens. They're gonna destroy some of the perk pools that were pretty decent on some of the weapons, and then the others are gonna be fine. You know, they're gonna make what they want to make look decent. A lot of the changes in here is stuff that we've been asking for years, and they can just roll it out all of a sudden and do all this rework to it. This is the stuff that we wanted. So why not? Why give it to us now at the end? You know, why give it to us now at the end? I'm torn because it's like, thank you for giving us everything that we wanted, but also the other side of me is like, thank you for spitting in my face sarcastically for the last, you know, 7 or 8 years of playing this game, because these are things that we wanted, we asked for, and priority wise, y'all just didn't do it. So, or said it couldn't be done. Said you couldn't access some of these things. I'm very interested to see what this Pantheon stuff looks like. All right. Very interested. So, Twig comes out tomorrow. I see y'all then. Peace.